will now be recorded.
Thank you. All right, I'm calling the meeting to order for Harwich Voter Information Committee, Thursday, December 3, 2020 at 2:09 p.m. You please join my meeting from your computer, tablet, or smartphone, https://global.gotomeeting.com/join/807-338-381. You may also dial in using your phone, 571-317-3122, access code 807-338-381. Pursuant to Governor Baker's March 12, 2020 order suspending certain provisions of the open meeting law and the Governor's March 15, 2020 order imposing strict limitations on the number of people that may gather in one place, this meeting of the Town of Harwich Voter Information Committee, today, December 3rd, 2020 at 2:09, will be conducted via remote participation to the greatest extent possible. Specific information and the general guidelines for remote participation by members of the public or parties with the right and/or requirement to attend this meeting can be found on the Town of Harwich website, www.harwich-ma.gov. No in-person attendance of members of the public will be permitted, but every effort will be made to ensure that the public can adequately access the proceedings in real time via technological means. In the event we are unable to do so, despite best efforts, we will post on the Town of Harwich's website an audio or video recording, transcript, or other comprehensive record of proceedings as soon as possible after the meeting. All right, I'm going to call the meeting to order with a roll call. You have to say aye, Pam.
Oh, aye.
Yeah. Peggy?
Aye.
Emily?
Aye.
And Chris is here. Is there any public comment? Anybody else logged in? Okay, then we'll move to new business, and I'll look for a motion to approve the June 24, 2020 minutes.
So move to accept as written.
Okay, so I heard a motion from Pam and a second by Peggy. Any discussion? Hearing none, I'll call a roll call again. Pam?
Yes.
Peg?
Aye.
Emily?
Aye.
And Chris, great. Okay, minutes are approved, thank you. The next item is Harwich Financial Committee. This was a request to partner that John Chory made of us maybe a month and a half ago. His concern was the same as our charge, really, that people are prepared for the town meeting. I gave him a list of the programs that we usually do, and he was hoping that we could come up with a couple of things that we could do together or just add to with greater publicity, maybe through the finance committee, our voters out there. I thought maybe we could review the idea of a brochure, a threefold brochure, as something that was available. That was kind of my only idea. So, and we might want to also discuss, Emily, when we get down to the Know Your Town section. So anybody have ideas or any concern about?
Well, I have a question. Do we have any money in a budget for a brochure?
No, I know people who would help.
Okay.
Yeah, I wouldn't let money get in the way.
You keep cutting out, so I'm only getting like every other word.
I said I wouldn't let the money part get in the way if that's something we want to do.
Okay, all right.
Like CPC did 2 years ago, I think.
Yeah.
Chris, can I clarify? The
Yeah.
trifold brochure you're referring to is the guide to town meeting that we have a draft.
Yeah. Yeah, a very rough draft, I recall. And we were using Provincetown? I forget. Yeah. Yeah.
Chris, did he have any ideas?
Well, I think John may not have realized how many programs we already had that we traditionally do.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, so that was one part of it. And the other part, I think, was like many people, he's surprised that when people get to town meeting, it's the first time they've heard of, our, right? And so how best to let them know, what starts early on. The budget message, Emily told me earlier, is already out there. Anyway, so
I think whatever we plan on doing, we should write to the Chronicle and let them know, give them a schedule and tell them that people can tune into Channel 18. Because I think we need both. I think we need both the TV channel, but I think we need the newspaper to help us plug it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. The other thing that we might have to update, or I don't know, Emily's done such a great job of making sure people know how to sign up for agenda and minutes. We could do a little bit more about publicity there. And I think our link might be a little off now. Change something.
Our what might be?
The link to how to sign up for agenda and minutes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I think we could absolutely redo that video. I'll take a look at that. I'll add that to my list.
Yeah.
But we also, I think, could reach out to Jamie and Caleb and ask for possibly using the town announcement to get the word out about programming.
Yeah.
That would be helpful.
That's a good idea. And maybe the Council on Aging would put something in their monthly newsletter.
Yeah. Well, I would influential people.
I missed that. I'm sorry.
I said
Which isn't monthly anymore.
every 2 months.
Oh, every 2 months. Okay.
Yeah. In fact, articles have to be in by Monday for January, February.
Okay.
Yeah, that's not a bad thing. If you know the schedule, we can manage that. Yeah.
Okay.
The other thing I thought that maybe we could influence in a way is the explanations for the articles. And my example from the town meeting in October was didn't go on too long, but discussion about the Channel 18 articles. And all we had to hear at that meeting was, these funds come from your Comcast bill.
Exactly.
We got confused, like we were agreeing to pay out revenue from the town. So those little things I think could help. Yeah. If we
but
could.
That might be helpful if we could just talk directly to the the group or entity that is proposing an article, and just say, if you have funding available, please mention it in your explanation.
Right. And then maybe something like we did before with Michael Ford. Prepare.
Yeah,
for.
Michael's ready. He's willing to help.
So I think maybe synopsizing this and then, you know, I'm not sure how to quite go about it. Like figure out what parts of all this we want to do. Continue with our regular programs, of course. Fine tune a couple of things. Pam, would you talk to Michael?
Yes, I'd be happy to.
Okay. Okay, and I can keep an eye on the Council on Aging newsletter.
Okay.
Yeah. What else did we say? Okay.
So if when I speak to Michael, I mean specifically the last time we dealt with petition articles.
Right.
So I don't think we want to do that again, but what do we want to focus on or ask him to focus on?
What recommendations he has for voters, I think, to be prepared.
Okay.
So some of that is
okay.
Warrant's going to be available on such and such a day.
Okay.
Yeah. What do you think? I don't want to monopolize this conversation. I seem to be. How's that? Pretty good? Should we move on?
That sounds good to me.
Okay, all right. I'll get back to John and tell him what some of our thoughts are, and that, of course, we'd like to have them mentioned in their meetings also. Okay. And then just quickly, I'm going to move to the annual report for Board of Selectmen. It's not due till February 15th. I've started.
Can we backtrack for 1 minute? I do have a suggestion. Oh my gosh. Tell me I lost my train of thought here.
Okay.
Oh, I know. For people who are presenting articles, CPC is a good example. If we could somehow get the message to them that when they make their presentation, if they could somehow let us know what is ongoing and how much money do we have to pay up front? What are we obligated to before we start on a new series of projects? Because I think a lot of the articles that come forward are phase 2 or phase 3 or phase whatever. People don't understand that. They'll sit there and say, wait a minute, we already did this.
Yeah.
So I think people who are reading the articles need to include more hardcore information, background information.
I think also, I thought where you were heading with that is the number of articles that have been approved that haven't been worked on.
Yes, that's a really important financial question that that I know the FinCom wants to deal with. Yeah. And if we deal with it before town meeting, I think everybody will be in a better place so that people can stand up and say, we've already spent this, we've already been obligated for that, and you know, we have money approved for other things, but we haven't been able to start yet.
Right. Well,
because there's a lot of money out there just sort of hanging in the air that has not been spent.
Right. John mentioned that figure, but I forget what it is right now. But it's a little scary. Yeah.
Well, it is scary, and it's frustrating because then a lot of people think, well, okay, we want the money back, and then if you're in the middle of a project, that can really throw a monkey wrench in something. So, if we knew the reasons why the project isn't finished, it would be very helpful. When I say we, I mean we, the voters.
Yeah. Got it. I think
I'll talk to Michael. I'll talk to Michael about that too. And if you talk to John, I'll talk to Michael and just see if we can figure out the best way to get that information.
Yeah.
If I could, I'll quickly. I think that departments are required to give an update on where different projects stand annually to And so I think that, I don't know when that meeting typically takes place during the year, but maybe that's something that we could add to our slate of programs, or just point to and direct people to that meeting where there is a review of all of the outstanding projects.
For CPC.
Yeah.
For CPC in particular, I think capital outlay does something similar as well, if I'm not mistaken.
Right. But we have to get those two committees to make some kind of a report before town meeting.
And so maybe
So
we
that
could,
when we get to town people, if we could do a show with them and get that information out by the time we actually get to town meeting floor, or I should say field, people will have some background information and things could go a lot more smoothly. This fall town meeting was the fastest and most efficient we've ever had. I thought it was wonderful.
That's good. Pam, you said getting them together. Who did you mean? FinCom and Outlay or CPC?
Oh, I didn't mean necessarily together, but I think we could get together as a voter information committee with them and say, so where are you in this particular project or with this particular project?
Pam, I don't know who them. We get together with them.
Well, with the chairman of CCPC or the chairman of Capital Outlay. Who's chair of Capital Outlay now?
I thought still Lario.
Who?
Isn't his name Lario?
I'm sorry, Chris. Oh, okay.
Rich Mario has been for years, but what he still is, I don't know at this point.
Yeah, I don't know either.
he is. I
Chris, you keep
checked the website, and he is currently the chair. His term expires June of 2023.
Okay.
okay.
I also think, when I was speaking with John, well, there are CPC projects out there that haven't been done. They've been approved, not done, voted on. There are also other projects that have nothing
Oh,
to do.
sure.
Yeah, okay. So we're not just focused on CPC, I don't think. Okay.
No.
Yeah.
That's why, especially the big projects that are on the capital outlay plan, we should be able to know what the status of them is, because that does affect the overall budget. I'm just trying to get as much really important information as possible to the voters before town meeting.
So maybe just on the capital outlay, what are we looking at in the future? Possible?
Or where do we?
Well, I think
Like where do
we need to know where we stand for this year.
Yeah. Got it. Okay. I guess I always thought it was like your plan and things dropped off once they were approved.
Yeah, but it's not, because the plan has always been tweaked.
Yeah.
And then bids come in, and some bids are lower, some bids are higher. So there's money floating between the cracks, basically what I'm saying.
Got it. Okay. All right, then. That's nice, Pam. Thank you. So annual report to Board of Selectmen. I'm just doing a draft. I'm going to shop it around. We've got a couple of months. And then I'll move to item number 4. I included in your packets a draft voter information calendar that's basically starts, now. And
I didn't get that, Chris.
yeah.
Did you send it to my Comcast or to my regular?
Oh, I wouldn't know right now, but it came with it was part of the packet. The agenda packet that I had posted and copied.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll get you another one. Yep. Okay, so anyway, I have proposed meetings there listed that run through June. So I'd love that you would take a look at those dates, and then I'll make arrangements for meetings to be set up.
We're still doing the Wednesday meetings.
Yeah, pretty much they're Wednesdays.
And are we doing, as long as we're doing the go to meeting format, are we still going to do like 2 o'clock in the afternoon?
That's what the schedule that I'm proposing has.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. I'm in a total mess here. I apologize, but I'm having my floors installed on Monday, so I have to take everything out, and I'm probably not going to have a computer for a couple of days next week. Yeah. Anyway, I can't.
Okay, are we all together again?
Yeah.
Okay, got it. All right. In there are some dates, town dates, budget to the Board of Selectmen, that kind of thing. And then also proposed dates for financial state of Harwich, pre-town meeting, candidates, what am I thinking? Meet the candidates. What's missing, and I can't wait to talk about it, is Know Your Town. So take a look at the agenda, the calendar. I'll send you another one, Pam. And
Okay.
any comments?
No, I mean, it's what we have traditionally done, so.
But there are pretty concrete dates there, especially the warrant review. That was, I mentioned to you, I think earlier, how Joe Powers called and wanted to plug that in.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. All right. Am I going too fast?
No. Oh, wait a minute. I think I have those dates. You don't have to send it to me. I found it.
Yeah, good. So
Okay.
this is your turn now in old business. Know Your Town.
It's my turn.
Yeah.
I'm not sure who you're talking to since we're not sitting next to each other. I am more than willing to talk about revamping Know Your Town as a virtual program. If you guys want to consider that, I can come back to the January meeting with an outline. I don't know if we want to pick up where we left off. Like we had an opportunity to meet with some people at the beginning here. Yeah. So I don't know if we want to pick up where we left off, or if you want to, because it's a new year, start fresh from the beginning. That's up to you guys.
I think some of the ones that we were able to have last year, before everything stopped, the information made me be a little dated at this point.
Yeah, but if we keep starting from the beginning, excuse my interruption, then we never get to the people that are kind of at the bottom of the list.
Well, we could start in the middle and work the other way. But I just, some of the information that was given to people last year, the programs at the beginning, some of it is now outdated.
Yeah.
Yeah, somewhat. I think we stuck to 3 basic questions, though. And their charge doesn't change, what they're supposed to do for a living. Budget does, maybe. And what was the third one? How they interact with other
Departments, yeah.
departments. Yeah, I might have forgot.
So if we want to stick with the same questions, then maybe Peg's right. Maybe we just pick up in a different, or maybe we pick up in a different order so that we do get to some of the departments that we didn't have a chance to meet with before. Do we want to keep the questions the same or change those?
We should probably keep them the same. And then we could you could end up with the ones that we had this year and update it.
And maybe something about effects of COVID on.
Yeah. Impact.
Yeah, impact, that's better. Who are the other departments? We got a good bundle of them.
Yeah, I think they, we were missing rec and we had Harbor.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll have to go back and look at the list, honestly. Now it's been a while, and so I don't remember off the top of my head.
I have.
I know it was definitely rec and youth and harbor master and DNR. They never made it.
No.
They didn't cut before.
No, conservation.
Right.
So we
I
could
think
start
start
with
with
them
them.
and then refresh the others after that.
Good.
Okay.
So I think if we refresh, especially the finance people, and the school is always a separate one anyway, but if we can refresh them closer to the actual town meeting, we'll get better information.
I agree. We'll be further into the budget cycle, and
Yeah.
I think that's a good suggestion.
Very. Did we give you enough, Emily, to, yeah.
Yep.
And then we've really sort of talked about it already. Spring programs, we have some dates, and hoping everybody takes their single assignment. Financial state CAM, warrant review PEG, candidates forum, all of it. Yeah.
Okay.
I'll work with the town clerk, with Anita. Well, we all will see her, how she publishes that nice calendar. So that will be helpful.
Okay.
And where the vacancies are.
Okay.
Yeah.
How are we doing with the, what's that thing we have to update ourselves on?
Conflict of interest?
Yes, thank you very much.
Yeah, I haven't heard a word. In fact, I was going through files and I found that we were up to date through 2020.
Okay. But through 2020, that's coming up fast.
It'll be a few more days. Yeah. I'd rather just wait till we're asked.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So, other thoughts? Update the webpage. We already talked a little bit about that, right?
Yeah. I'll take a look and see what changes have been made to the process for registering for the updates for minutes and agendas. And if I need to re-record that walkthrough, I'll do that.
And I think the link to the vacancies is still a March list. And I did hear a few months ago at Board of Selectmen, what was it, a few months? Yeah, after the election, they seem to have, didn't seem to know what the vacancies were and who were on some of the committees. So I might try to track that down.
Okay.
And I can delete we have a lot of info on our page about the 2020 election, so I'll take that down now that we are past the election.
Yeah.
Are we?
Oh.
Are we really?
I like that. We are.
Okay.
No lawsuits or.
I just wanted to be sure.
Right. Okay, let's see. About around too much, really. Let me double check. Okay, so I think we're done. Unless anything else. Anybody?
I'm all set.
So a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Almost. Second.
Okay, and I need a roll call because, tape, whatever. So, Pam,
Yes, aye.
Peg, and Emily,
Aye.
and Chris, aye. Okay, I'm telling you, I miss seeing you in person very much.